there's two fallacies in this idea that somehow dual use is this terrible thing. First of all, what happens to people who try the nicotine patch? How many of them become dual users? And the reality is that the overwhelming majority of those smokers, 90%, they actually don't become dual users, they become sole users of cigarettes. So if somebody is using an e-cigarette and they become a dual user, they're actually doing better off than somebody who tried the nicotine patch and failed. Because yeah, they're still smoking, but they're smoking a lot less. So you have to know what you're comparing it to. The second thing is that there is an advantage to dual use. There's this myth out there that somehow if you don't quit completely, it's all or nothing, And the reality is that there are two major benefits of cutting down substantially. Number one, there's a health benefit. It's much less harmful to smoke a few cigarettes a day than it is to smoke a pack or two of cigarettes a day. It's going to decrease your cancer risk, and it's going to decrease your risk of lung disease. Now, it probably isn't going to help with the heart disease risk because the effects of cigarette smoke saturated at a low level with heart disease. But still, you're cutting down your cancer risk, you're cutting down your lung disease risk significantly. That's a good thing. But the second thing that people need to recognize is that it actually lowers your addictiveness to the product. The less you smoke, the less addicted you are, and the more likely it is that you're going to be able to quit in the future. So yes, it's not the ideal situation if somebody smokes 2 packs a day and then they cut down to 5 cigarettes a day using an e-cigarette. No, ideally we would want them not to smoke at all. But the fact that they're a dual user who was at 2 packs a day and now cut down to 5 cigarettes a day is a substantial reduction, and it's going to make it easier for them to quit in the future. There are studies that show that the less you smoke at baseline, the more likely you are to quit in the future. And in fact, there are surveys which have shown that there are many dual users who go on to eventually quit smoking. So I would argue that dual use is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's not a complete solution, but you're on the path. You're on the right path. If you are a dual user, you're on the right path. And why should we discourage people from doing that?